Okay.
New Perek Ravi. Echad Dinei Mamanas. Echad Dinei Mamanas, Echad Dinei Nefashos. Whether the case is a money case or a capital case, you have to do Drisha v'Chakira. You have to investigate the Edim. Why? Because it says Mishpat Echad Yelachem, one Mishpat. Whether it's money, whether it's capital, it's the same thing. But there are distinctions. Ma ben Dinei Mamanas Dinei Nefashos. Dinei Mamanas b'Shloisha. Money cases only need 3 dayanim. Dinei Nefashos be'eshrim mishlosha. Capital crimes require 23 dayanim. Dinei Mamanas poischin bein l'schus bein l'choiva. They can, when they analyze the case, they can analyze the part of the case perhaps that the guy's innocent, or they can start by talking about what are the evidence that he's guilty. But Dinei Nefashos is only poischin l'schus. By capital crimes, you always start with the side that he's innocent. Bein poischin l'choiva. B'dinei Mamanas, matin al piyechad bein l'schus bein l'choiva. You reach a verdict by a majority of 1, 2 against 1, whether it's guilty or innocent, or chayiv or potter. Dinei Nefashos matin al piyechad l'schus. That means if it's 12 to 11 innocent, that he's not due to the death penalty, he gets off free. But 12 to 1 guilty is not enough. You need shnayim l'choiva. You need at least 12 to 10 with 1 guy abstaining. In order, or 13 and 10, you have to have a minimum of 2 to say that the guy's guilty. Dinei Mamanas, if they think they made a mistake, machzirin. Bein l'schus, bein l'choiva. They can go either way. If they thought they made a mistake. Dinei Nefashos, only machzirin l'schus. Let's say they had made the guy guilty, and then all of a sudden they see new evidence and they say he's innocent. Then you can be machzir. Ein machzirin l'choiva. This sounds like double jeopardy in the sense that once he's innocent, now they have new evidence that he's guilty. You cannot make him guilty, even if they thought they made a mistake. It's double jeopardy. Once innocent, you're innocent. You can't be tried again. That's an American law concept or common law concept. But we see it already in the time of Chazal. Dinei Mamanas, Hakol, Melamdim Schus v'Choiva. There weren't just Dayanim in Bezdin. There were other Talmidei Chachamim listening. Everyone could be Melamed Schus or Choiva. Somebody has to mute their speaker.
No, I came to pick up my other glasses. It's okay.
Anyone can chime in from the peanut gallery for Schus or Choiva. Dinei Nefashos hakol melamdim schus. Everyone can chime in for comments to make the guy innocent. Vein hakol melamdim choiva. Only the dayanim can raise points which point to his guilt, but not the chachamim sitting there. Dinei Mamanas, mi shahai melamed choiva. Whoever started off discussing the case by monetary cases, and whoever made the argument that he's chayv to pay, he can be melamed schus. Afterwards, if he sees that the facts of the case are different, he sees other evidence, he can go back. And melamed schus can be melamed choiva. The person who initially discussed thought that he was potter to pay. In the end, if he sees evidence that he's chayv to pay, he can be melamed choiva. But by dinei nefashos, it's not. Meaning, a melamed choiva can go back and say he's innocent. Melamed schus. Once he gave forth discussion that he thought the guy was innocent, you can't go back and say he's guilty. Or even be melamed these things publicly. Dinei Mamanas done in Bayoim. monetary cases are adjudicated in the daytime. But goimrim balayla, the Gemar din, the Psak din, could be done even at night. Din and nefashos is done in bayoim, v'goimrim bayoim. Capital crimes have to be adjudicated in the day, and the Gemar din has to be in the day. Din imam is goimrim bayom. If they finished investigating the Eidim and reaching a maskana, bein l'schus, bein l'choiva. Whether it's innocent, whether it's chayv or potter, they can adjudicate in the same day. Din nefashos goimrim bo bayom l'schus. To make a guy innocent, they can paskin the same day. Now, if they're going to judge him guilty, they can't do it. They have to wait. They have to sleep on it. They have to wait liyom shela achrav l'choiva. They have to sleep. They have to have a night to sleep before they pronounce him guilty. Lefichach, the din nefashos cases were at least 2 days. So therefore, ein donin lo be'erev Shabbos. You didn't start a case on Friday because you couldn't complete it on Shabbos. V'lo be'erev Yontiv. You'd have to wait. And you can't stretch out the din more than that. Dinei mominus and tmeyas v'taharos. Matchilim min hagadol. Monetary cases and tumah v'tahara cases, the first person to speak is the gadol in the Beis Din, the most senior, the most wise dayan. Din and nefashos matchilim min hatzad. Capital crimes, you start with the most junior of the dayan. See, we're concerned. Rav Moshe Feinstein spoke first. Who's going to go against Rav Moshe Feinstein? So the least of the dayanim speak first. So therefore, people will go against him. Hakol kshem lodun dinei mamanas. Every dayan is kosher, even a mamzer. We'll see. Certain psula yichus are going to be a problem to judge certain cases. By mamanas, there's no problem. Ben hakol kshem lodun dinei nefashos. Ela kohanim levim Yisraelim. Kohanim levim Yisraelim yuchosim. That you'd be able Hamasiin lekahuna, if you can marry their daughter to a Kohen, then those people can adjudicate capital crimes. So we said that dinei mamanis as well as dinei nefashos need drisha v'chakira. Afraid to Gemara, dinei mamanis mi bein drisha v'chakira. Does that require that? V'riminu. Star shezmano kosu bechad b'nisun. You have a star that says that the loan was funded the 1st of Nisan during Shemitah. Ubo edim v'amru. Other edim show up and say that the edim who signed on that star, heichatem me'idin al star zeh. How could you sign on this star? V'halo biyom ploini. The date on that star, which is the first day of Nisan in that Shemitah year, Imanu Ayisim b'Makom, you were with us in Disneyland. How could you be there and claim that the guy owes money? They're Eidim Zomimim. However, the star is kosher. Ve'ed of Ksherim. And we're not concerned that it's counterfeit. Why? Chayshinon shama ichru'u v'kasvu. That the loan was actually made a couple months before, and they delayed writing the star until later. And they didn't write the date in the star that date, but they didn't write the date that it was funded, which was, let's say, Echad B'Adar, but they wrote it the date later. Now, the Isak in Drisha v'Chakira, but if you're going to tell me that Mamonas cases needed Drisha v'Chakira, Hechi Chayshinan, Shema Ichru v'Kasvu, how could you come up with this teretz? Because obviously by Dinei Mamonas, they didn't do Drisha v'Chakira, and even though somebody came and said they were with us on that date in Disneyland, we say they're not Zomamim. So the Gemara says, Ula tameich, tikshlecha mas nisan. So I can show you the following Mishnah that would have the same problem for you. Shtari chov hamugdami. You have a shtar chov that predates when it was funded. They dated it January 1, but it was only funded March 1. Psulim. Now, we know that if with a shtar, if it was only funded in March, but it's dated January 1, the guy who made the loan will go and take pieces of land that the guy sold off between January and March, but he's not entitled to that. He's not entitled to grab land that was sold off only until after it was funded. So ishtar chov mugdam is possible. However, if the lender doesn't mind that he made the loan in January and they're going to date it in March, and he accepts that, now that's going to make it harder for him to collect. If the guy has no other assets except a piece of land that he sold in January and February, he's not going to be able to collect that. But if the Mava wants to accept that, he can accept that. Kshem. And that's the halacha. That's a Mishnah. If we need Drishav Chakira, when were you? What time was it? What? And if there's a stira, then Mu'ucharma make sherim. Why would this post-dated check, post-dated star be kosher? So that's not a kasha, says the Gemara. Haloi kasha. Ta'adifa menei kamrinon. Da'afilu be'echad b'nissen, b'shmita. That when we said that the star was written on the first day of Nisan Shmita, the lo shchichi inshi de musfi. At the end of a Shemitah year, what happens to debts? They get wiped away by Shemitah. So most people are not, it's not a shchiach that people are going to write loans then. The leka l'meimar, shama ichru v'kasvu. There, we're not going to come up with a svara that maybe this is a kosher star because they really funded it before. The lo meri l'shtara. Normally, a person's not going to want to weaken the koyach of a star. Afilu hachi kiven the shvius, soifa mishametas, but it's not the beginning of Shemitah. It's the end of the year that wipes away shtaros. We figure that it's a star me'uchar machsharinon. So that's why you have to ask the kasha from the other case. But mikol makom kasha, it's still a kasha regarding the issue of how can we say that Mama's cases need Risha Chakira, we wouldn't be able to have these cases. So the Gemara gives a number of attempted answers. Charpash is the mnemonic for the following cases. Amrav Chanina, Dvar Torah, Echad Dine Mama's Vechad Dine Nefasha is Risha Chakira. That Minat Torah, the 80 need to undergo Risha Chakira both by capital crimes and money cases. Shenamar Mishpat Echad Yilachem. But in the end, we see that money cases don't have Drisha Chakira. That's why we can have these staros, mu'ucharim, and mugdamim. And it's a takanas chachamim shlotinol dels b'fnei lavin. We want the economy to move. We want people to make loans. So if there's going to be Drisha Chakira in every one of these cases, it'll be very easy to find sort of contradictions in the edus, and the lenders will not be able to collect their money. Nobody's going to want to loan money, so they made it easier. You don't need any Drisha Chakira. Okay, we'll stop here. Tomorrow 8:00. Tonight, Nachshir 8:00.
So we're going to start from basically 32b tomorrow. So
32b, correct.
okay.
Have a good night.
Okay.
See you later.
But